Hello, people of my YouTube channel. Before I start this video, I'm gonna have to mention two things. One, I'm in a new set. In my grandma's basement, there's a bunch of random shit, like a door, and this random cabinet. That's everything you could possibly need, like, Bo Burnham and Jesus. Anyway, second, this video was originally going to be another one of those three-part ones where I go through three quick things. I was going to go through Warhammer, I was going to go through Dragon Ball, and today's topic, Internecion Cube. But that didn't end up happening because reasons. Don't dig your fingers on every little thing. Jesus Christ. Internecion Cube. Or Internecion Cube, or however the fuck it's said. I'm going to say Internecion for the rest of this video. Internecion Cube is a YouTube series created by Liam Vickers. You may know Liam Vickers for Murder Drones, but he also has made, Cliffside, that one that shall not be named. That's it. If you want to count all of his SCWL stuff, sure, but I haven't watched any of them, so I'm not going to count them. Anyways, yeah, he's Mr. Vickers has been around for a while. He first started his first YouTube channel back in, like, 9 years ago, I think. Besides the point. This video is going to talk about his series that he did before Murder Drones, before he became real famous with glitch and shit. Internecion Cube follows this guy named Max, right? He goes, steals a fucking cube that can alter reality, and yeah, that's it. That's the baseline plot. We'll get into it much more later. Anyways, it's really fucking old. We've gone like, half a decade since we got, episode 3. Mr. Vickers has, been creating Murder Drones, but, it's been, like, almost 2 years since, the finale for Murder Drones came out. So he has, like, no excuse to not be continuing this Internecion Cube or any of his other shows that he didn't fucking finish. He gave Design 3 fucking seasons, he didn't finish it. Besides the point. Sorry, getting ahead of myself. Yeah, this series, Internecion Cube, is really short, too. It's only 21 minutes in total through its 3 episodes. And, I was thinking, before I end... So, it's pretty short. So before I review Murder Drones and, review, something, that'll be a secret, I might as well cover this one, because it needs more attention. It only has, 5 million views in total, I think? So, it's pretty low-key. 5 million is still a lot, but, it's still low-key. So, yeah. Let's get to the reviewing. Quick side note here. Before you watch this video, I think it's best if you actually watch Internecion Cube, because I feel like you should. Deserves the views. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's about to get real. Watch me snap into a Slim Jim Kim Jong-il.
Okay, before we start any of this, Mr. Vickers is really terrible at explaining anything. So, I'm gonna read the description of the entire series, because the actual show doesn't tell you any of this. 15-year-old Max and spooky AI murder cube icon take on the shadow government. What the fuck is the shadow government? Never explained to us. Anyways, basically, imagine you're running a 110 fever and you're watching too much anime and this is hell. That's his description for the entire fucking series. Alright, the description for the first episode itself is Max and Icon's journey begins with some classic extruded quadrilateral themed murder. Max might be getting more than he bargained for with this weapon of mass destruction, but then again, what led him to this bargain in the first place? Yeah, apparently this fucking 15-year-old can steal a fucking weapon of mass destruction from a secret government base? How the fuck did he do that? Anyway, we start the show Madness style, somewhere in Nevada. And Maxwell, biking. Pass. Who must be fucking superhuman, because how can he be biking faster than 2 military vans? But anyway, we cut to the people driving the van.
Yo, this kid's pedaling fast as hell. Maybe we should just let him have the super secret government technology.
I'm out of breath just watching it.
Yeah, maybe we just say he earned it. Wait, is he not wearing a helmet?
That's extremely unsafe. He could get seriously hurt. Guess we gotta shoot him.
Which made me chuckle. Not at the joke itself, but the fact that this guy leaned out of the van to shoot despite him being the driver. So, how the fuck is he driving so straight? Max then accelerates, but why wasn't he doing that earlier? Given that he has
The super secret government technology.
he should be going as fast as he can. Then he, trips or gets shot? No, it's pretty vague. Also, how is he not dead? If he's biking faster than a whole van, a whole military van, then how does he not die when he fucking combat rolls onto the ground? Then he calls for Icon, maybe. Also, how did Max steal her? Who knows? But anyway, Icon then stabs Max, who is now on the ground, not moving, staying still, so you would assume that the people chasing him for stealing
The super secret government technology.
would capture him. But no! It takes a whole minute for them to do literally anything. And also, why don't they shoot Icon? It wouldn't do much, but it's something. Also, Icon stabbed a
explosive compound
into Max, and her plan is to
will destroy their facility from the inside out.
once they capture Max. But there's a problem with this. How is he gonna explode? Is it on a fixed timer, or does Icon have to activate it? If it's on a timer, what if they just don't bring him back in time? If Icon activates it, wouldn't she need to be captured too, so she can, get the timing right? Wouldn't that be against her whole everything? After that, Max wants Icon to make him a new bike. Why doesn't he just ask to make a car or something faster than a fucking bike? Anyway, Icon then decimates the helicopter above them and makes him a new bike out of its remains, matter. I don't fucking know. That's it for episode 1. It was only 2 minutes long. It's fine, but again, it's too short for anything of substance to actually happen. A 6 out of 10.
Oh, it's just going to be one of those things where I walk through and it's going to make me think they're going to do something, but they're not going to do something. I was wrong.
Alright, time for episode 2. To read the description again, a strange girl, Kiri, recalls a fragmented and nightmarish memory, bringing into question the true nature of Icon and these AI cubes. I don't know why cubes is in quotation, they're obviously cubes. In general. Just what was tucked away in that mountain facility, and what became of it? And what is Kiri's relationship to Max in the present day? Meanwhile, Max and Icon continue their steady trek forward, though it seems more than one of them is hiding something. Alright guys, now this is where the show really gets good, so, crack your beers. We start with a random snowy forest and a car. And, little side note here, I really like this little shot of the forest with the car, insanely small. The car drives through a tunnel, and it's apparently Thanksgiving. We cut to a girl. Her name isn't said until episode 3, it's Kiri. Inside Reefanock Bio Waste Management. Probably the second best company name ever. Then Kiri's dad says,
I wasn't even supposed to come in today. It's a holiday, for Christ's sake.
But why is he saying this? I would assume the secretary already knows it's a holiday. That's their entire fucking job. Then they make Kiri an ID, and Hans. Yeah, that's Kiri's dad's name. It's only listed in the credits. Talk to her. We got a cool shot of his face, all fucking glitchy and blacked out and shit. Why is it though? Who knows? Kiri and her dad then walk down this really ominous hallway. It's probably one of the best little establishing shots in the whole show, especially with the excellent sound design. Also, what is this timer for? Who knows? Anyway, they get to the
Completely useless team.
and we get another cool distorted face. After that, Kiri goes to some random break room and gets some random thing from a vending machine. She sits down, guess what? Yep, you're right, everything goes to shit. This episode has some really fucking good sound design. I mean, because this siren is fucking eerie. Then, this Eldritch Horror shows up, does nothing but just look ominous. The ceiling starts bleeding and a cube falls from it. Kiri picks it up and of course it starts fusing with her fucking hand. I know she's like fucking 6, but this is still stupid. She has the survival instincts of a fucking deer on a highway. Then Icon's eyes kind of like burn into hers and if you look closely, you can actually still see Kiri's pupils. I think it's a little cool detail. Then Kiri wakes up because, yep, this was all a nightmare flashback. We got to Kiri's desk and it's revealed that it's 2038. So, yeah, unless you're watching this video like a decade after it's posted, then this show is set in the future. She gets up and takes a shower, but like, how? With how dilapidated her house is, how is there running water? Also, why is her house so run down? Who knows? After all that, we look into Kiri's freezer and there's a bunch of human body parts. Why? How? Well, I have a theory about one of those. We'll get to that later. She also has a kid's cuisine in her freezer. And before looking it up for this video, I genuinely thought they were out of business. I've never seen one of these things in the wild. Anyways, she gives it to her demonic cat. Why is her cat missing its eyes? Who knows? You get the point. Then we go back to episode 1 after the helicopter got rearranged. The agents chasing Max and Icon just left. They just got out of there. Also, why are they sending these normal-ass people against Icon? They must know that the agents will get absolutely fucking dumpstered by her. Then Max and Icon just kind of sit there. It's unclear if they moved at all after the agents left. Anyway, Max asks,
So am I still gonna explode or what?
Then we get this cool shot of, I honestly don't know, but it looks hella cool. Icon wakes up. She was sleeping, I forgot to mention that. To Max, measuring her fingers for some reason. Why, you might ask? Well, Max mentions,
Reverse engineering you would be highly unethical.
which makes no sense to me. How would Max reverse engineer Icon? She's
The super secret government technology.
made of who knows what? How would Max have the parts or knowledge to do that? Also, Max comes up with quite possibly the worst excuse I've ever seen for literally anything.
Which is why this was just purely sexual?
Like, bro, literally anything would have been better. Of course! Icon slams him to the fucking ground. Icon then says,
You've got a hand thing?
even though he basically just said the same thing, Max says,
That's it, specifically yours. So slender and murdery. I just wanna hold him.
you're really not helping your case here, bud. Icon then replies with one of my favorite lines in any of Liam's works.
That's against my user manual!
It rivals Sin's line of,
Don't worry, your backups will forgive me.
skipping a couple seconds, Icon says,
Of course. I'm in the position of the administrator. Like it or not, I can't harm you directly unless your access is revoked.
even though she has hurt Max directly twice already, Icon then says,
But in the same way, the administrator would never hurt me, right?
which Max replies with nothing. That was a pretty good episode, I'd say. Has some problems, but it was still pretty good for what it was, you know. I'll give it a 7.
Welcome, gentlemen, to Aperture Science. Astronauts, war heroes, Olympians, you're here because I want to stick my dick in a robot.
Alright, reading the description. Max and Icon's strange road trip takes stop at a diner. While Max and Kiri's rather nefarious plans for Icon are revealed, additional foes appear to complicate the matter. As the description says, we start the episode at a diner. How did Max and Icon get there? It's pretty obvious, but who knows? Max sets down Icon and this exchange happens.
Just here for the restroom, though, if you don't mind. Lay low, just keep watch for any agents. We're in and out.
What's a restroom?
So Icon knows what fetishes are, but doesn't know what a restroom is? Where does her knowledge start and end? Icon then flashes back to an unknown time in the past, where Max is drawing eggs in the sand for, no real reason. Why is he wasting his time with this when he could potentially get captured and killed by the US government? Anyways, Icon then tries to make an egg, which then turns into an eldritch horror. But, how does she even know what an egg is? 10 seconds ago, she had to ask what an egg was.
What's that?
And even after that, she only saw.
Sunny side up eggs.
How would she know how to make a raw egg? And also, wouldn't it be better to make
Sunny side up eggs.
instead of a raw one? Because they don't have anything to cook the egg with? Anyways, Icon says,
Machinery is easy. Organic is difficult, especially if I've never assimilated the configuration before.
which I think is a good restraint to put on her powers. Don't make her too overpowered, but she can still probably solo Naruto. Max then says,
My bike starts sweating in 5th gear.
which means that Icon didn't kill the helicopter pilots in episode 1. They're just, I don't know actually. Max also says,
Never had eggs before, huh?
making it even more weird that Icon can make an egg, even a weird tentacle one. Skipping a few lines, Icon says,
Practically kidnapped me and haven't even told me what we're doing! What about this is bearable? Male fantasy Stockholm bullshit.
and fun fact, Icon is the only Liam Vickers character to curse. No one in any of other Liam shows curses. Not one fuck, shit, bitch, damn, or cunt. Uzi and Sin's lines of
Then die now, bitch! God fucked it.
don't count because they were cut off in some way. We go back to the present, where Icon makes a whole human body. How? Didn't she just say she couldn't do that? If she can't make an egg without it turning into a tentacle monster, how can she do this? A far smaller thing. For some reason, her human form has green accents instead of red ones. It's never explained why that is. Also, pass. Anyway, her transformation into her human form is probably the best piece of animation in the show. A waitress comes over to her table. They talk for a bit, but it's not important, so I'm skipping it. Icon says,
We'll rock out eventually, and I'll assimilate his heart tissue for my battery.
which might explain why Curie has body parts in her freezer, as shown in episode 2. Curie was kind of possessed by Icon. It was shown later that she has weird nightmare powers, which she could have gotten from Icon. So maybe Curie also has a limitation of having to eat heart tissue. Theory's a bit loose, but I think it makes sense. Icon orders the
Sunny side up eggs.
And then we cut to Max. He's currently testing his blood. Why is he doing this? Who knows? Then he calls Curie, which means they are working together. After that, we go to the best scene in the whole show. Instead of talking over and explaining it, I'll assume you have the media literacy of a 5th grader and just show it to you.
Please! I don't understand what I did wrong!
Also, I have a theory. IC-52N, that's what she's called in the credits, is the secretary from episode 2. You want to hear my evidence? They have, the same hairstyle. That's it. After that scene, we go to Curie in a classroom, but it's not important at all, so I'm skipping it. Also, the teacher in this scene has the exact same voice as someone from Murder Drones.
Uzi, the homework was a word problem about buying watermelons. Did I literally just say about throwing substances on your classmates and then loudly bringing down the median IQ of the human race?
Curie picks up Max's call and talks for a bit, but they say nothing important. We then go to Icon, who gets a warning for a spliced entity. Who is this guy, like, sitting 5 feet away from her? Why didn't Icon detect this guy sooner? He was there when Max and Icon walked in. You may say, oh, because he's holding a cube. You're probably right, but he had to have had it when he walked in. I don't think these cubes can teleport, but maybe they can. I honestly don't know. We then go back to Max and Curie talking. Max says,
It bought the administrator story without question.
which explains why he has administrator powers. But, like, Icon should be able to check if he's actually an administrator, not just assume he is because he says so. I know she's kind of stupid, but she's also a piece of
The super secret government technology.
So, you know, she should have a few safety measures in place. Curie then reveals that she wants to kill Icon, and we get this cool shot of her, like, demon form. Also, why does she want to kill Icon? Who knows? It cuts back to Icon, and the guy throws off his cloak. For some reason, this guy is wearing a cloak. Like, are cloaks really going to be in fashion in the next few years? Anyways, he starts speaking Japanese. He also uses this cube to load the entire diner. Why? I don't know, because he's a dick. Also, Iceland. That's what she's called in the credits, and I'm saying it that way because that's what her model sheet says. Can also make a human body. Is that just a feature of all cubes? Anyway, the porn-up warriors say, and the episode ends. That was probably the best episode. My only real complaint was the whole human body thing. I'm gonna give it a 7.75. That was Internecion Cube. It was good. Pretty good. Not the best, but it was still pretty good. I'd give the show itself entirely like a 7.5. I think it deserves that. You know, it's good, not that great, but so good. I think it's good enough to deserve a 4th fucking episode. But Mr. Vickers said when he reaches like 1 million subscribers, he's gonna make the beach episode, which might be the only hope for getting a 4th episode, like, ever. And given his current rates of subscriptions, he's gonna reach that in summer of 2027. So, maybe I'll review it, a year from now. Anyways. Yeah. That's it. That's the video. Go to the fucking stats.